So it's been a minute since I uploaded to this YouTube channel, but what I'm going to be doing is starting another series where I pass a funded challenge from stage 1, stage 2, and then hopefully again the funded stage where we get a payout, just like I did with the FTMO challenge. I'm going to be doing it with a firm called Evercrest Funding. I'll take you through the website, show you the rules and the different challenge types they have to offer. And then I've also bought a 200k account, which I'm going to be trading. Like I said, win, lose, fail, pass, whatever we do, I'm going to be uploading it, fully transparent. But hopefully we manage to get to the funding stage again, get a payout, and we can see how quick their payouts are. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Let's take you through the website and the trader dashboard, and then we can get into some trades. So like I said, the first thing I'm going to do is run through the website, show you guys the different challenge types and everything. But at first glance, it's very clean, very easy on the eye. They've got 35% off your first purchase for a limited time using code FIRST. I'm guessing that's, like I said, only for your first purchase, and then the discount's going to drop after that. Trade with confidence, get funded by Evercrest, access capital, scale your trading career, etc, etc. Pretty basic things that most firms would have on their website. No hidden tricks, real growth capital, trader rules first. Secure platform, because I think they have their own, well, I know they have their own MT5 server. Fast payouts, global traders are welcome, built for serious traders. So I'll keep going through this. How it works: choose your account, prove your skill, get funded, earn and withdraw. Okay, so now this is like the part where people are interested in. So you have an instant funded account, 2 one-step challenges, and then they have a 2-step challenge. So I'll go through the instant first. Instant challenge: daily drawdown 3, max loss 6, leverage up to 1 to 30. Probably the 4x leverage is 1 to 30 in metals, indices and crypto are all lower. I'll go through their FAQ page with you as well to see. Trading days 5, profit split 80, payout frequency is bi-weekly. Pricing isn't too bad at all, if I do say so. It's actually priced really, really well, especially if they're taking the approach of, you know, these not using these massive discounts like the 60, 70, 80% off. Like, I think that drags a firm's reputation down straight off the get-go. So look at their one-step challenge. So the one-step standard, daily drawdown 4%, funded stage 4% on the daily drawdown, max loss 6 and 6 for both. Profit target on step 1 is 10, obviously no profit target on the funded stage. Leverage is 1 to 100, again I'm guessing that's for 4x. Metals, indices and crypto is going to be lower on the step 1, and then on the funded stage it drops to 1 to 50. Again, pretty standard, same across most firms now, where they drop your leverage when you get to that funded stage slightly. Trading days 3 and 3 on both stages, payout frequency bi-weekly, 80% profit split. Again, priced pretty reasonable, very reasonable if I do say so. 200k for $748 at the moment. So one step plus, daily drawdown 3 and 3, which is 1% less than the one step standard. Max loss 6 and 6, the same as the one step. Profit target 10 again. Everything else is pretty standard. Pricing's a little higher on the 2-step plus. I'm guessing that's going to have something to do with either the drawdown or you know, whether there's a minimum amount you've got to make on each day. We'll have a look, like I said, on the FAQs. Now this is what account challenge I bought. This is the 2-step challenge, and I bought the 200k. And what stands out for me with this 2-step challenge is the fact that the profit target is 8% on step 1 and 4% on step 2, as opposed to like your 10 and 5 or 8 and 5. And obviously you've got to do a bit of give and take with firms. So daily drawdown is 4, which obviously is a little bit different to some firms who have 5%. I know other firms such as Blue Guardian, etc. also have 4%. But that's strict across all phases up to the funded stage. Max loss is 10%, profit target 8% or 4%, like I just mentioned. Leverage 1 to 100 across the 2 challenge phases, and then 1 to 50 on the funded, and then 3 minimum days for each phase. But yeah, again, reasonable price. I believe this is with a 25% discount. They currently have 35% off, like I said, for your first purchase, and then that discount code drops to 25% as standard. But even then, very, very reasonably priced when you consider and factor in the fact that, you know, the profit targets are lower on their phases compared to some other firms. But yeah, transparent rules, fast payouts, which we'll hopefully get to see. High profit split, growth focus scaling, realistic drawdown. I know you can buy a 100% profit split upgrade at checkout as well. So this is what they're saying there, in case people are wondering, well, it's just 80%. Industry leading platforms, trade on stable platforms like MT5, because they do have their own MT5 license. This is why I chose to try Evercrest out. I don't like the firms who haven't got their own MT5 license. I think it shows a bit of unprofessionalism. You haven't really made the effort to come to market with a strong structure, and these guys have, so I thought I'd try them out. And then the Discord community. So yeah, pretty solid website, very clean on the eye. Challenges are really good and priced very fairly. So let's go to the FAQs. Let's just see if there's any rules which we might want to check out. Start the general FAQs. Minimum trading days. Yes, each challenge has a minimum number of trading days with a minimum daily activity of 0.5%. So this is the same as like the fivers, for example, where you have to make 0.5% on each of the trading days, which is not the end of the world. At the end of the day, if you can trade and you got your edge correctly, then 0.5% shouldn't be difficult for you to make. This is a big one for a lot of traders, which I know. Is news trading allowed? Can I trade during news events with Evercrest Funding? Yes, trading during news events is fully permitted on Evercrest Funding accounts. Engaging in news trading does not constitute in a rule breach. Are there any limitations on profits made during high impact news? Yes, the following limitations apply. Any trade that's opened or closed manually or automatically, including stop loss, take profit or pending orders within 5 minutes before or after a high impact news release may generate a maximum profit of 1% of the account's initial balance during that period. This is identified by a red impact indicator on forex.com or MyFXBot. Does this rule apply to both challenge or funded phases? No, this policy only applies to the funded phase on Evercrest accounts. I think that's a very, very fair rule in my opinion, because you don't have the guys that who are punting to make 10, 15% on news. Because obviously they're capped at 1% profit. But the other fair part of it is your account doesn't get breached, which with a lot of other firms, including FTMO, if you do place a trade during high impact news, your account gets breached regardless of the profits you make and everything. So I think that's very fair to just say, look, if you do trade it, your account's only going to be rewarded with 1% of your profits from the initial account balance. What happens if profits exceed the 1% limit during these periods? If profits generated during the restricted news window exceed 1% of the initial account balance, the excess amount will be removed. So just meaning, like, for example, if you're on a 100k account and you make 10%, you're only going to have 1% of that added, so the other 9% will be removed. This adjustment does not result in a breach, which is very, very good. Any applicable deduction is typically applied during routine account reviews. So I'm guessing that's going to be when, if you request a payout and you've actually made 5% on red folder news, you won't get that deducted until it comes to your payout date, which again is very, very fair in my opinion. The rules are good. These general rules are pretty solid compared to other firms, like not breaching for news and stuff like that. Can I hold trades over the weekend? Yes, you can hold trades over the weekend, pretty standard. Just have a look at the difference on the one-step standard and plus, because obviously the one-step plus had lower daily drawdown, but it was a little bit more expensive. So is it to do with the daily drawdown or the minimum days? There we go. So on standard, which is the cheaper option but with a bigger daily drawdown, the max drawdown is trailing. So then on the plus, it is static, the maximum drawdown. Let's get into the trader dashboard. So this is my current dashboard with Evercrest. I have taken a trade on Thursday, just before I'm recording this intro, on the 200k account, and we made 4.3k profit, 2-point-something% profit, which for a first trade is pretty good. I did place like a tester trade at the start to see what the commissions are, whether they get charged before you hit your stop loss or take profit, or whether it's charged after. Current balance 204k. I think it's very, very solid. This dashboard is really clean. Tells you like your daily drawdown levels, and obviously you've got a little bar which will go up depending on how close you are to your daily drawdown. 2 trades, like I said, one of them was a 0.06 loss, risking 0.1% of my balance just to see the commissions. So you've got the account overview, you've got trading overview, which will tell you how many trades you've taken, your wins, your losses, your consistency, your average win, your average loss, bar graphs and contract volumes and everything, as you can see here. And then you also have your calendar, which if I go back to January when I took the trade, it tells you. It's a little bit like a journal. It looks pretty cool. So I think that's quite unique as well. Crest points. So this I think is cool as well. So you can leave Trustpilot reviews, or you can post about being an affiliate and do different tasks to earn crest points, and then with those crest points you can go to rewards and you can claim stuff like a free 100k account, free 50k account, 10k account, 25k account, etc. So that just gives people a chance to get some free accounts by doing simple tasks. So that's a really solid offer. They have the different offers they've got going on. So at the moment, like I said, you can get 35% off your first purchase. Stats, certificates, and competitions and everything. That's just pretty standard stuff. Very impressed so far with, obviously, my journey with them at the moment has been sweet. Like I said, I've only placed the one trade. The conditions in terms of when I place a trade on my account, I get filled at my ask price, which is very, very good, because I've traded with firms in the past where your fill isn't very good at all. I can place a trade and it goes, if I'm looking for buys, it'll go above my ask price, and slippage is high. Whereas with Evercrest so far, obviously I haven't experienced slippage completely yet because I haven't taken a serious loss. I've just placed a tester trade to begin with. But in terms of my fill has been perfect, straight on the ask line, which is exactly what you want as a trader. So trading conditions are solid. Like I said, I think that goes hand in hand with the fact they've got their own MT5 license. So far, so good. So what I'll do now is flick to the trade from Thursday that I took, and yeah, just show you what trade I took and how it played out. I'm going to anticipate the CISD after running that inverse. I'll pull this one early. Lot size looks tiny because gold's currently moving. Every 1 minute it's moving 440 pips. So that's where the stop loss looks tight, but I took an anticipation entry after running that inverse and respecting it. And the change of state delivery before had already been taken, so, and the protected low is still intact, so this is my new entry from here. So this is with the new 200k account with Evercrest Funding, obviously, as you've seen in the intro. I bought this one now for documenting my journey with them, for you guys, just to see how I trade, what trades I take, how quickly we pass it, if we fail it, whatever. But the fills, I must say, are unbelievable. The conditions are quality, the spreads are good, the commissions are very fair. Like, it's a solid start to the journey with them, 100%. Just bouncing back and forth between the inverse and the changing state. But like I said, the changing state has already been run through once. We're hoping we run through it again, displays higher. I'm only targeting equilibrium, no draw liquidity or nothing, so this just makes sense. If we take this internal high, I'm going to go stops to break even. It's a lovely push. So you can get a strong close on this candle. Can't believe how many pips gold is moving per minute, like this 1 minute candle here. 300 pips. It's crazy. Nice. Come on, let's take this internal high. Then we go stops to break even. A lot of imbalance higher to fill and equilibrium to rebalance back to, so in my opinion this trade makes sense. You're delivering from a daily FEG lower, got you changing the state, inverse on the FPG, everything's there. The issue is the markets move so crazy to the downside, they're trying to rebalance to equilibrium when liquidity is slower. It's going to take a bit longer. So this might be a bit of a longer trade, but it still makes sense to take. We take this internal high. Currently a 1RR where it's at now, so the internal high will be slightly more than 1RR. And I'm going to go stops to break even now. 16.99 entry. So like I said, final TP is around a 2.7. So let's see if we get it. Move my stop loss to slightly in profit. I moved it to 5172, so it sits around there. Flashing out really nice now though. Really strong push, nice. Take that high, I think we just took it. Strong close on that candle. Can we get back to equilibrium? Got another little bullish FEG here now. We want that to be respected. And flush out to the TP. I move my stop loss below this candle, so it's going to be 22.7. So I don't really want to see that bullish FEG I ran through. So my stop loss has been moved to 523380 for a 1RR. If that FEG gets ran through. Obviously I expect a bit more retracement from there, but I don't want to see that FEG get ran through really. So hopefully we get a flip on these candles now soon, and we displace to the TP, if not 1RR, to start the new Evercrest Funding 200k stage 1. Going to trail my stop one last time to the bottom of this candle wick here inside this effigy, because it's been respected so many times I don't see why you would need to come back there and try and respect it again. So trailing my stop to 5237. Like I said, we've respected that bullish effigy so many times now. Hopefully we just get a flush to TP back to equilibrium, which obviously makes sense and the reason why we're targeting this trade. We knew this was going to be a longer trade than normal because of just how quick it come down in price. So we knew to rebalance with lower liquidity, it was going to take that a bit longer. Many of you were probably telling me to take my profits now at a 2RR, but we've got our target set. I'm willing to leave a run to a 1RR or just above a 1RR or TP. We've got a new 30-minute candle now of this, so it's the second 30-minute of this new hour. So hopefully that takes us over the finish line and then he can do what he wants from there. Let's get a strong push to start the 30 off. Yeah, exactly like that, please. Keep going a little bit more. A little bit more. There we go. TP it. Lovely trade.